Hi, I'm Abby.
I'm Alastair. We got married at the Steading in May. We met on a popular dating app about 5.5 years ago now. We lived very close together at the time, so it was quite opportune timing, really.
Our distance radius on the app was not very far, about 1 kilometre, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. So we got engaged July 2023. We had basically been living apart for 2 years with work. I'd been up north and Abby was living down in the borders. And we moved into our house on the Friday after I got a job back in Edinburgh. I proposed to Abby on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Just at home with a cup of tea. It was very simple, but It was really nice. The priority was the venue, I'd say. Getting something that suited us as a couple and that all our family could come to and friends and
I think it was really important to us that our family and groomsmen and bridesmaids could all stay with us because we wanted it to be a weekend, not just one night and everyone leaves. It was really nice with the Steading in particular that there's enough accommodation that actually all of our close family and a lot of the groomsmen and bridal parties could stay on site. So on the Friday night, we had this really nice sort of social where everyone just hung out, had a few drinks and got to kind of chill out together before obviously everything kicked off on the Saturday. Yeah. And one of the things we had to consider was that my mum was in a wheelchair at the time, so it had to be an accessible venue. And I knew that it was, hearing about it from my sister. When we came for a look around, we just saw straight away that was completely suitable for that, and that made a massive difference to us. Yeah. And then, as well as that, it's a lovely venue, so it was great to have a look around and just we loved it straight away, basically.
The second thing was how close everything is together. It's very smart and very formal in its own way, but it's also very relaxed.
You've got so much space, so there's the venue for the ceremony, but you can have the ceremony outside if it's a nice day. We had our drinks reception outside and it was an absolutely boiling hot day, so we were super lucky with the weather, but it was amazing. And then you can go through to the other area for the dinner. There's no changeover time, it's not cramped. We just felt like we had the whole place to ourselves.
It flows really well throughout the day.
Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah.
I grew up in the borders, so in a very rural area, and Alastair grew up in Inverness, in a town, but it's still quite rural, I suppose.
I mean, Abby considers me a townie, but I would say I'm more of a Highland lad, but there we are.
So we definitely didn't want it to be in a city because we neither of us connect with a city, I wouldn't say. So we definitely were looking for something more rural in the countryside, and
And we wanted to have that space, and we didn't, again, our photos, the ones we like are the ones of us out the countryside, and that's what we got to enjoy on our wedding day. A lot of our photos are through the trees or in the grass outside, and that's what we really like. So it's close by to Edinburgh, but you do feel like you're out on your own in the countryside. So even though it's only 25-minute drive, but all of our family and friends were here, and we basically had a big party and a wedding all to ourselves, and you feel like you're really sort of isolated and got your own space. So it was amazing.
We like simple things. Less is more for me, personally. I wanted it to be rustic, warm and quite informal. And Rosebery just suited that.
I think some of the things that stand out to me about the Steading when we were picking the venue was that it's not been restored in such a way that you've covered up the kind of original stonework, so you have that around you during the day, and that means that it really suited us. We didn't have to dress it up with sort of flowers and drapes and everything else. It was just accenting what was already there.
Yeah.
And that was perfect for us because we wanted to feel like we were just sort of in the countryside, having a nice time with our friends and family. That's all we needed.
Yeah. The wedding was over a weekend. Friday we arrived kind of at lunchtime to set up. We were setting up the tables and that sort of thing, and doing most of that ourselves. And the florists and the caterers came on the Friday as well. We had our immediate family arriving on the Friday. And then once we'd finished setting up, we had a big dinner and drinks on the Friday night with groomsmen, bridesmaids and our immediate families.
And then we also had a bit of time in the morning on the Sunday, which was nice as well, just to kind of decompress, catch up with everyone who'd been there the day before and chat away, had some breakfast. Yeah, it was really nice.
Say goodbye to everybody on the Sunday.
Yeah, and we had plenty of time. It wasn't a rush to get out on the Sunday. We had plenty of time to kind of pack up and get away, and so it wasn't rushed at all. It was really nice. As the groom, I had a lot more free time than the bride, so me and the groomsmen went for a run around the reservoir nearby and went for a dunk, and then came back, and there's a really cool video from one of Abby's bridesmaids of her, sort of me just outside in my running gear, just chilling out, and then Abby sitting in her makeup chair with her hair done, like getting ready for the last 4 hours or whatever.
Yeah. And then the bridesmaids and groomsmen stayed in the Steading as well, so everybody was in the same vicinity.
I think the nice thing when we were getting ready was that I was obviously outside greeting everyone as they came in, and Abby could kind of see everybody arriving, but was kind of hidden away so nobody could see her, and so she got the nerves kind of going, I think. But I think it would have been really cool to watch everybody arriving, knowing that all these guests were coming in to see us.
Yes.
I think the standout moment for me obviously was seeing Abby for the first time walking down the aisle, just because obviously it's not often that you just spend a whole morning not speaking to each other or not seeing each other, and then seeing you walking down the aisle and trying not to bubble away feels good.
For me, the standout moment was after the ceremony, after the drinks reception, and sitting in the threshing barn having our meal and just listening to the noise around us and the babble and the laughter. For me, that was a really special moment.
Yeah, and just being able to see all of your closest family and friends just having a great time in a great venue, it was just, it was amazing. The venue just suited us down to the ground, and the day was just like, I couldn't fault it, like everything just ran perfectly. It was amazing. The
whole planning process and the wedding itself was not stressful at all. The whole thing was enjoyable, which is what it should be. It's your wedding, you should love it.
And not be stressed beforehand.
The venue was perfect, and we have zero complaints about Rosebery for sure. So highly recommend.